Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. It's time just another episode of What's on the Wall. This is where, every 2 to 3 weeks I go around my music room and I switch out all the albums that I have up on the wall. I just kind of like to rotate them, take advantage of artwork as opposed to just kind of, putting your most valuable records up there and just leaving them up there. It gets kind of boring or whatever. And so before I swap them out, I like to go through and just make a quick video just to share with you what's on the wall and kind of what the theme was for that 2 or 3 weeks. And always leave suggestions down below because I like to get new ideas. And so if there's some ideas about themes you guys have, please share them with me. But this one was really, really simple as always. This is just kind of before and after. So typically bands that an artist was in and then maybe solo careers or whatever kind of came after that particular band. So we'll start right here with Motley Crue, Generation Swine. And of course, the one and only Mick Mars came from Motley Crue. This is one of his solo project. This came out, what, 2 years ago? Something like that, a year or 2 years ago? The Spencer Davis Group, which of course had the one and only Steve Winwood, who, you could have put Traffic down here, but then also his 80s solo career was fantastic, which probably my favorite. I don't know. Steve had so much good stuff throughout all those projects, so it's hard to say. And then the legends right here. Of course, you have kind of old Genesis, let's just say progressive Genesis, and then more 80s progressive Genesis. And of course, you had the breakout of the one and only Peter Gabriel as well as Phil Collins. I mean, just so much magnificent stuff came from that group right there. We haven't even dove into, Mike and the Mechanics and everything else. Just awesome artists there. LTD, if you're into like the 70s, 80s R&B, you definitely know this band. And of course, the guy out front for them was the one and only Jeffrey Osborne, who had a pretty successful 80s solo career as well. So really good stuff there. The Eagles and the breakout of Don Henley once he did his solo stuff going into the 80s. I guess you could have went the reverse way too, because obviously Henley played with Linda Ronstadt and her band before kind of breaking off to form the Eagles. So I guess you could have actually put the Eagles down there and put some Linda stuff above. But no doubt, Tragic Kingdom, and that's where Gwen Stefani came from. That was her solo album there. Then you have the Impressions here, of course, with the one and only Curtis Mayfield, and the awesome kind of 70s career that he had. So much great stuff. The Runaways, Queens of Noise, you have Joan Jett, you have Curry, you have Lita Ford, and I decided to go with Lita Ford as the breakout. That was her Out for Blood album. That's actually the band cover from that album. A time when that was too much. Kind of funny. The Time. And of course, the lead singer was Morris Day. He had kind of a short solo career after he left The Time. A couple kind of cool singles like Color of Success and Oak Tree, I think, were probably two of his bigger ones. The Go-Go's. And you had the one and only Jane Wildman there when she did a few solo things after she left the Go-Go's. I mean, I guess her and Belinda were kind of the main songwriters. So she kind of, kept some of that stuff going and had a really cool song called Rush Hour off of this album, which was good. Buffalo Springfield and the one and only Neil Young. And talk about a guy that's been rocking for a long time. Oh my gosh. I mean, the dude's still making music now, and it's like this is the same guy that was playing in Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and it's insane. He's like the vampire that will not go away. He's like 150 years old. NWA, Straight Outta Compton, of course, a bunch you can choose off of there, and I decided to go with Ice Cube's The Predator. Awesome album there. Plasmatics, the one and only Wendy O. Williams, and some of the solo stuff that she was doing a little bit later after the Plasmatics. This is Commander of Chaos. Interesting fact about this is that those black tights that you see her wearing are not tights at all. It's actually just paint. So outside of the boots, she's actually naked, but it looks like she's wearing tights with that black paint all over. Beatles, Yesterday and Today, of course. I decided to go with little George Harrison here. Cloud Nine, I guess kind of his bigger moment in the 80s at least, with I Got My Mind Set on You off that album. Rainbow, And again, the one and only Dio here. So I guess you could go with Elf before this, going to Rainbow, going to Dio solo career. And I just decided to choose Magica here to represent that. And one of the few that actually is going from the solo artist to somewhat being bigger by joining a band. Usually doesn't happen that way. It's usually the other way around. But of course, that's Sammy, Miles Davis, you know, the Miles Davis band. You know, it had the one and only John Coltrane, who broke out, well, I guess, you know, yeah, kind of had his solo career that was just magnificent and amazing. My favorite jazz artist of all time. Generation X, where you have the one and only Billy Idol. And of course, we know about all Billy's solo stuff, including some of his more recent stuff here. Wu-Tang Clan, the one and only. And again, tons of breakout stuff here with all of them. The one I chose to represent here was Method Man and Redman Blackout. Really cool album. Awesome song on here called The Rottweiler, one of my favorite songs from any of their solo stuff. And the one and only Cyndi Lauper was in this band called Blue Angel right before she broke out and, you know, just tore it up with this, which is, of course, She's So Unusual. And the Goody Mob, another great hip-hop group from, I guess, the late 90s. CeeLo Green there, he broke out, kind of had a solo career where he kind of went from the rap side of things to more of the R&B side of things. But that's CeeLo Green, Lady Killer. And, you know, this is one of the big ones here, the Commodores, Lionel Richie, of course, and the Smiths with Morrissey. So those are the ones that I chose for the breakouts. Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know if you have any ideas, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.